Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am super excited to bring to you my project pan update for the month of April, and I can't wait for you to see all of the things I was able to accomplish over the last month. With that said, I do hope that that sounds like something that you're interested in, and if it does, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a field leader for Ulta Beauty. I get a lot of education in my position. I'd like to bring you that education here on my channel, but ultimately, I just like to talk about makeup, and I picked you, Pikachu, to talk to about makeup because that's how we roll around here. That's what we do. I assume that if you're here, you also like to talk about makeup and you pick me. So I hope that you find that this channel brings solace to your soul in the way it does mine. And if you're interested in a project pan update, I got one for ya, coming right at ya. All right. So this is the update for my rolling project pan. My rolling project pan is a project pan that I do on my channel year after year, and it is basically I have 10 products going at all times. I have a list of products that I want to pan throughout the year, and I have a goal set for myself of 50 products. For this year, there was 50 products last year as well, and I only went through 36. So we'll see if I can make that 50 product goal this year. I'd like to push myself. Every single year, I have managed to empty more products the current year than I did the previous year. So I'm really hoping that I can do the 50 products this year. But I do have 10 products sitting in front of me. I'm going to walk you through. I do measure with pictures and with scale weights, and I show you the product before and after, you know, our last update, this update here on the screen, so you're going to be able to see it. I also have some tallies for some of the products that you can't really weigh. I have 2 pencil products in this that I can't really weigh, so I do have them marked here on an index card. With that said, let's jump in. No particular order, just in the order that they're sitting in front of me. The first one I have for you is this guy here. This is the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Pencil. This was a new product to Benefit over the last, like, probably year. I think it came out, you know, somewhere summertime last year-ish, maybe. And I have actually done some really great work with this product. When I first brought it in, I had only been using it for about a week, and I did bring it in at the beginning of the year. So on January 1st, this was a product that I did put in to this project pan. It's been going for the entire year so far. I do have pictures of where it was versus where it is now. I also have a picture of the index card for you to show you all the growth, or not growth, but how we've managed to deplete this pencil. Every single month there is quite a bit of depletion in this pencil, and I am only measuring from this point here on the pencil up because this is just a spoolie on the one end. You know, I have to be honest, I love this pencil. I have not really ever had a sharpenable pencil in my repertoire for brow products, but I really do love this pencil. I feel like it does a lot to fill in my brows. It can get a little bit messy, but it's got great pigmentation to it. It is what I am wearing in my brows today. It's what I'm wearing in my brows most days, and I really do love it. So I do anticipate that this will still be in this for the foreseeable future. Probably, honestly, I would say probably the next 4 months, easy. This will roll out by the end of the year, but it might be just slightly before the end of the year that it does roll out. So really proud of the work that I'm able to accomplish on that pencil though. The next thing I have in here is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF. Listen, I just brought this in last update, so it was brought in March 1st. And I've already made some really great progress on this pencil. This is where it's at currently. I do think that it's a pencil that goes with just about anything that I try and put with it as far as lip color goes. It is on my lips today. It is a tad bit light. So if I am putting like a light toned lip gloss over the top of it, it does make me kind of look like I have just barely pigmented lips. I don't 100% mind that, especially when I've got kind of a crazy eye look going on, but sometimes it also, dependent on what's going on with the lip product that I put on top of it or the eye look that I put it with, it can look a little bit peachy, and I'm not really certain that I love the peachiness of it. So I have put it on my lips and taken it off before, but otherwise I really, really love the ColourPop Lippy pencils. And this is the index card showing you where it is as far in terms of how far we've been able to utilize it. I do think that this is a product that will probably likely be in my collection at least until this guy rolls out as well. So I would say end of year. It might go before the end of the year, but it won't be long before the end of the year. Although I will say that I have used ColourPop pencils, lip pencils in the past, and it actually doesn't take very long to get through them. I haven't used this as much over the last 30 days as I could have because I kind of forgot it existed. I put it in my purse. For whatever reason, I put it in my purse once when I was traveling, and then that's where it landed and stayed for like ever. So I just pulled it out of my purse within the last couple weeks. So this little tiny amount of usage is honestly probably only like 10 days worth of usage in the last 30 days because I put it in my purse for whatever reason. So there's that. That one's out of the way, but that's only been in this rotation for 1 month. The next thing I have is the Tarte, of course, Make Believe in Yourself palette. Listen, I didn't want to do a Pan That palette this year because, number one, I've never done a Pan That palette, but also because I never really think to pull for my palettes, and that is the same for this one. The only use that this got over the last 30 days is the use that I had to give to it because it was also in my deck of panning. So I used every single shade in this palette at least once last month because I had to, because it was in my deck of panning and I had a no pan left behind. What I did use of this, though, I did use a few of the shades more than once, but what I did use of this lent to 1 gram of product because it did weigh 147 grams when we first rolled it in, 147 grams last update, and this update it weighs 146 grams, so there is some usage. But the whole reason why I didn't want to do a Pan That palette is because I never pull for the same palette over and over again, and I'm finding that to be true, even though it's in my project pan. I am going to keep it in, though, because I do want to see how much use I can get out of this palette in the year. It will probably likely, in the year, not panned. It will probably likely, in the year, with very few shades that have pan in it, and that will be so disappointing. I need to remember to pull it. That's what I need to do. I need to remember to pull it, but I haven't yet. So that will remain for forever. And that was rolled in at the beginning of the year as well. Has been in this project pan since we started this year's project pan. The next thing I have is this, and this is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals Glitter Eyeliner. This was rolled in last month. This was rolled in at 19 grams of product, and somehow this month it has 20 grams of product. I don't 100% think that my scale was in the same place last month that it is this month, but then all the weights would be off from last month. So I'm just going to say maybe this wasn't sitting in the same exact place. Sometimes products like these are really hard to weigh, but I think that you guys can see the line of demarcation in this guy. This is going to take me forever to use. It doesn't take very much of this to use it, so it will probably also be a long-term product in my project pan. I do have it on my inner corners today, but literally it doesn't take very much of this. But this is the kind of glitter that I love. I do have 5, I think, Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liquid Liners. These are the perfect way to wear glitter, in my humble opinion, because it doesn't move and go all over your face like a lot of glitters do. So I will just keep, chucking along on this and hope that we can see some movement in the coming year. Long haul product. All right, the next product I have is the Dior Powder No Powder. I did roll this in also last month. I do feel like I've gotten a significant amount of use out of this product. I cannot remember if last month when we were looking at this, if you could see like the ring in there, and I'm not really sure that it is a ring, but I have used this quite a few times. I rolled it in last month with 66 grams of product, and this month it still weighs 66 grams. But I do think that I can see, I'm not sure though, if because it's, I believe this is a baked powder. I'm not sure if there is a ring in there or what's going on with this, but I know that you can see it in the pictures that I took for the weights, and maybe we'll be able to see the difference with those pictures of weights. But I do like this powder. It's one of my favorites. I wish it would come back. I do feel like I need to get a lighter shade. So maybe like 2N instead of 3N. I have 3 neutral because the 3 neutral does, when I pack it over the top of my face, does kind of give me a little bit of an oranger complexion than I like, a more orange complexion than I like, which is odd because it's neutral. I've noticed that about this specifically over the last 30 days. So I try and use it very sparingly, is what I'm saying. I did go ham with it a couple times, but I can't do that anymore because it makes me look orange. Whatever, not a problem using it. I love that powder. It's a really nice powder, and I'm not a powder person, so that's saying a lot. But that is the last of the products that will still be in use going forward that have been in this project pan for a while. The other 5 products that I have for you are empties or products that I'm giving up on, and we'll talk about those now. So the first product I'm giving up on is this one. This is the Pero Primero Primer. This is a long wear sticky pigment base from Alamar Cosmetics. And here's why I'm giving up on this. I don't mind this as a tacky base. I don't. But the eyeshadows that I put on top of it do. I have never, not one time ever, used this product and had the eyeshadows that I have packed on top of this product show up in a way that is impactful or beautiful or even stays in one spot. The powders or the eyeshadows the pigments, the glitters that I pack on top of this tacky base, it's like the tacky base avoids everything underneath it, but also anything that you're trying to put on top of it. You guys might have seen me struggle with an eyeshadow that I put on my daughter's face in my most recent, playtime where I'm putting makeup on my daughter's face. I used this as an eyeshadow primer on her lids and struggled so hard with a purple pigmenty eyeshadow that was in the Dollhouse eyeshadow palette by Blend Bunny, and that is a beautiful shadow. And when I used it over the top of other primers, I didn't have as big of a problem with it as I did when I put this primer on. And I have since used this primer and utilized other shadows with it and found that it was not the eyeshadow's problem. It was this primer. So I am done with this primer. I do not have the time to put an eyeshadow primer on my eyes only to have to jack with it, the eyeshadow, for hours on end because it won't stick to the tacky base that I just applied onto my eye. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. It is by far the worst tacky base eyeshadow primer I have ever in my life tried. So that one I am decluttering. It is going bye-bye. I will not use it again. This is a product that is just the most frustrating thing on the planet. So listen, here we are again in a place where we don't want to spray. So last month I brought this back in as opposed to bringing in a different spray because I had finished my Charlotte Tilbury one that I brought in when this broke. And I kept this around because I was trying to find some way of getting into the bottle and getting the product out of the bottle because there was still so much of it. And it's a metal bottle, and this does not screw on or off. It doesn't pull on or off. You can't get into this. And then I had a subscriber tell me a way that she thought that I could get the rest of this product out of here, but you have to be able to spray the product into the container in order to be able to get the product out of this container and into another container to utilize the product. I give up. I give up on this because I utilized it for almost the entire month. I think the last day I used it was right before I went out of town on my most recent trip, so the 25th, and it wouldn't spray. So I'm done. I'm done playing with this. Again, this is a $49 setting spray. Hourglass needs to do better because this is not the first time this has happened to me. This is actually my second Hourglass setting spray. I didn't pay for either one of them. One of them was a gift to me and one of them was gratis. So I'm really happy about that. But had I paid $49 for this setting spray, I would hope that there was an Hourglass representative here so I could chuck this at their face. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm not like that. But this is the most frustrating thing. This is the most frustrating thing. Like, and to have it not work, have it work, have it not work, have it work, have it not work all over again. Like, it's just ridiculous. So I'm done playing this game with you, Hourglass setting spray, and I'm getting rid of this. This currently weighs 108 grams, and when we brought it into this project, it weighed 134. So I did get, you know, a good amount of use out of it, but there's still quite a bit of product in here, and it's just frustrating. So those two items are leaving this project pan because I can't use them, or they destroy my makeup when I do use them. So there's that. And the last three products are empty. So the first thing would be this Benefit Cosmetics Gimme Brow Gel. This is in the shade 3. This I used until I don't think I could use anymore. It's kind of dry on the brush. And listen, I like this product. I do think that this is maybe the wrong shade for me. It is a little bit warm for what I like in my brows. I like my brows to be a little bit more cool tone because I do the vivid colors in my hair, even when it is like vibrant pinks or whatnot, grays or more cool tone brows look just a smidge bit better. But I did use the poop out of this and I used it up, and I am really happy to say that this is maybe still usable, but it's very, very dry and it flakes now. So I am going to call this an empty. This has been in the project since it started. It weighed in at 8 grams when we rolled it in January, and it currently weighs 9 grams. It weighed 9 grams the month after I brought it into this. So it's one of those products that gained a gram of product from entry into the next month, but it is empty. And maybe it's because it's dry in there and the dry weighs more. I don't know. I would think that the wet product weighed more, but whatever. We're calling this an empty. The next empty I have is this, and I am so excited about this. This is called the Clinique Lip Pop Splash Lip Gloss, and this is an Air Kiss, and I'm really excited for two reasons. Number one, because this is a gloss, that means that as far as the one in, one out as it pertains to my makeup rehab for glosses, this is a one that is going out, so I can bring another gloss into my life. Not that I need a gloss, but whatevs. Secondarily to that, like, this is the second gloss that I've been able to finish in a very small amount of time. I think I finished one at the end of last year as well. I love that. This was a really nice gloss. This had a really nice, like, just kind of like peachy look to it. Very just minimal, almost clear with a sheer, slightly pink hint. I really like this gloss. I love the Clinique Pop Splash glosses. I think that they're very hydrating. They feel good on the lips and they keep them from drying out. Love that that is completely empty. I took the stopper out of it and everything. I needed all of the product out of this guy. As a matter of fact, the last time I wore it was this morning. Now, I haven't put it back onto my lips, obviously, because it is gone, but that is the last time I wore that product. So the last thing is, if you've been keeping track, it is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is a all-in-one primer and moisturizer. I love this product so dang much. I will probably repurchase one of these in the very near future because I don't ever want to live without it. It is such a great moisturizer that is also such a great primer. It really does make my skin feel moisturized, plump, healthy, keeps the dryness at bay for me, and a little tiny bit of this works for your entire face. It's kind of got a little bit of a thicker consistency to it, but it just melts into the skin really, really nicely, and it smells so good. Like, kind of citrusy, but not all at the same time. It kind of smells like Pledge, but not really. It's got kind of a nice softer scent than Pledge does for sure, but I will miss this. The love of my life bought this for me for Christmas a couple years ago, so it has been in my life for a good amount of time, and I'm just really excited that it is going bye-bye, that I have emptied it and used it up. Something that I loved, I used up entirely, and that makes me super happy. So now I am going to go get the new products that I'll be introducing into this project pan, and I will be right back. Just a reminder, I will be bringing in 5 new products today. So the products that I'm bringing in, I tried to be as like for like as possible. I didn't even look at my list of products that I wanted to empty for this year. That's okay. That's okay. So to replace the Hourglass setting spray, I am going to go with this one from Item Beauty. I do think I got this in a BoxyCharm, maybe an Ipsy. It had to have been an Ipsy. This did weigh 116 grams. Today as I'm bringing it in. I have used it for the last couple weeks since that Hourglass one stopped working again. I pulled this one in, so I guess it's been just about a week, and so it had a little bit of use in it before bringing it in, but for the most part this is totally full. I've never had an Item Beauty product before, so I'm really curious how this is going to work out, and I'm really excited to get some usage out of it. And if it stops working, I do believe that the top, the top of this one does unscrew. So if this component stops working, we have a way of getting to the rest of the product. So super excited about that. The next product I brought in was to replace this lip gloss from Clinique, and it is this lip gloss from Clinique. This does come out of my Plan to Pan product list, and this is the Pop Splash lip gloss. This one is in Pinot Pop, P-I-N-O-T Pop. I love that this one is, kind of like this berry tone, really perfect for spring in my humble opinion. Not too bright, not too muted. Love, love, love this color. Really excited to use it. This did weigh in at 14 grams, bringing it in today. We know that they typically weigh, this one weighed 11 grams, even though it's completely empty. So I don't anticipate that this will take too long. What I love about this is that I brought 4 of these glosses into my Plan to Pan with the thought process that I would have one panned every 3 months, and this one worked out super perfectly, so hopefully this one will as well. I mean, there's a little bit of a bubble here, but I do think that it is still, there's still a lot of product in here, so I'm hoping that I can have this one gone by June. The item that I brought in to replace the crappy, tacky eyeshadow pigment primer, glitter primer, whatever, is my tried and true NYX glitter primer. So this one is sitting about here as far as usage. I did weigh it as well, and it is weighing 5 grams. So I don't think that this will take very long to use. I do think that there's probably an air bubble in there still right now, because I can't 100% make this part flat without feeling that air bubble kind of rolling around in there. So I do think that if I continue utilizing it for the glitters that I'm putting on my face over the next several months, as I have been over the last several months, I do anticipate that this will be out of my collection by June as well. And for the primer, I did bring in another favorite primer of mine, which is the Tula filter primer. This is a blurring and moisturizing primer, so another moisturizing primer, which is good going into the summer season when my skin tends to be a little bit more dry. I did use this quite a lot last year, and I am sitting about here, and that is just me where I'm able to bend the product. I do think, again, there's probably an air bubble in here, but this is a product that I would actually cut up and dig out all the product from because I just love it that dang much. So this did weigh in at 43 grams today, and that is really how we'll be able to track this, besides, you know, the quasi maybe this is where I'm at pen markings on it. And then the last product that I'm bringing in is just kind of a product that is meant to be a like for the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I don't have anything like that I'd like to bring in right now. So I am going to bring in a Smashbox Always On eyeliner. I was able to finish one of these up last year in Project Pan, the black one, and it was quite a bit longer than this guy is. This one is in brown. It is in the shade Brood, and it is just a really dark brown. And this is kind of where, or not kind of, this is where it's at currently. And I do have it mapped out on the index card as well, so that you'll be able to see where it's at month over month just by line markings. I do not anticipate that this will take very long to finish. I wear eyeliners every day. I have been putting a lot of brown on my lower lash line because I just find that it's a lot less dark than a black one. Today I'm wearing a brown liquid liner on top and this guy on the lower lash line, so it just seemed logical to bring in another eye pencil that I feel like is probably on its last leg in my collection. The black one from Smashbox last year, by the time we got done with it, had this like really sticky texture to it, and it was awful to use. So I know I need to get some use out of this, so that is what I am bringing in as the last product. So those are my 5 new products and all 10 products that we still have left in Project Pan. Again, this is a year-long Project Pan. 10 items always are going to be in it. I do have a list of products that I am trying to pan for the year. I have that video I will link up in the cards for you if you'd like to go watch my plan to pan video that I filmed last year. But otherwise, what are you guys panning this year? I would be interested to hear the deets all down in the comment section, so please don't forget to hit me up down there. I would appreciate it so much. I do love having a little bit of banter, a lot of bit of conversation down there with y'all. Please tell me your thoughts on the products that I have in this Project Pan. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you and yours are healthy, that you're safe, that you're well, that you're getting along as best you can in this world that we are living in, and that you are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.